Let's say we have the fraction 3 over 7. If this is my original fraction, I can find what's called a reciprocal. I can find the reciprocal of this fraction by literally flipping the numerator and denominator around. So the reciprocal of 3 over 7 would become 7 over 3. Now these two fractions are not equal to each other, but they are reciprocals of one another. So that's what a reciprocal is. But let's say we had a whole number instead of a fraction. Let's say we have the number 5. If the number 5 is my original value and I want to find its reciprocal, I first need to turn that 5 into a fraction. How do you turn a whole number into a fraction? Well, you can simply divide it by 1 or put it over 1. Now that I turn my 5 into 5 over 1, I can take its reciprocal by flipping the numerator and denominator around. When I do that, I end up with 1/5. So it turns out that 1/5 is the reciprocal of the whole number 5. With those two examples explained, we should be able to solve the rest of these problems. So this problem wants me to find two reciprocals. It wants me to find the reciprocal of 4/5. This is already a fraction, so we literally just flip it around and we type in 5 over 4 as our answer. For the second half of the problem, they give us a whole number of 17. To find a reciprocal, it needs to be a fraction, so the first thing we do is rewrite that 17 as a fraction, 17 over 1. Now we need to find the reciprocal, and to find the reciprocal, we literally flip these numbers around and we end up with 1 over 17. So 1 over 17 ends up being my answer to that second half of the problem. This problem wants us to find the reciprocal of 9. Because it's not a fraction, we want to go ahead and turn that 9 into a fraction. It'll turn into 9 over 1. Now to find its reciprocal, we literally flip the numerator and denominators around, and this gives me 1 over 9. So 1 over 9 would be our answer to that first half of the problem. For the second half, they give us 11 over 9. Since it's already a fraction, we just need to flip that fraction around. So when we flip it around, we're left with just 9 over 11, and we're done with the problem. Just like the previous questions, this last problem is split up into two parts. First, we need to find the reciprocal of 11. First, we turn that 11 into a fraction. We write it as 11 over 1. To find its reciprocal, we flip the numerator and denominators around, and we're left with 1 over 11 as our answer to that first half. For the second half of the problem, they want us to find the reciprocal of 2 over 7, so we literally flip the numbers around, and we're left with 7 over 2 as our answer.